I really need your help with this one. Hey, what's up? It's Annika and welcome back to Vlogmas. I didn't think I'd be doing like a December budget update video so soon. We're not even halfway through December. Thought I would just make like a little update video, and I'm gonna have like a 2020 recap video as well as 2021 financial goals, and that's gonna be a separate video. I kind of just wanted to continue updating my, not just my budget, but like also anyone who watches these videos who is maybe new to budgeting or is on a debt-free journey of their own. So if you're not already, please subscribe to my channel because I am on a debt-free journey over here. And if you'd like to support me, go ahead and subscribe. And if you do enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up because that will help me out so much. I've also mentioned in I think maybe my December budget with me video that I'll be receiving my first YouTube paycheck this month, and I'm so excited about that. I'm probably gonna make a whole video on like the process of getting monetized and like my first paycheck and how long everything takes and what it all means, but that's really exciting stuff. But I feel like I've already made some pretty big adjustments to my budget just in the last like week and a half. So if you've been following along, you know I use the EveryDollar Budget app and I love it. This seriously is like the reason that I was able to pay off so much debt this year, is because it is just so nice with the categories and tracking everything. And I love the kind of like status bars, like it'll turn green if you've used up the category and then you're done, or it'll turn red and be like, no, you overspent. Aha. And it just like makes it really nice to track it, and it's very satisfying when I can drag and drop like some of my transactions into the different categories and complete all of the statuses and use every single dollar, because hence that's the reason for the app is the EveryDollar Budget app, so that you allocate every single dollar. Like I am such a big sponsor for them. Like this isn't sponsored or anything, like this is a free app for anyone, but I just rave about it in every video, I feel like. So first update was my car actually needed an oil change. So that cost about $40. I supposedly have like a belt or something that needs to be changed on it. I have no idea what that means, but that could get more costly. I don't know how much. I actually set aside about $120 for car maintenance this month because I knew I needed an oil change after my cross-country road trip and who knows what else. And I was really nervous about them coming back and being like, well, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. But the oil change itself only cost $40, so that was fine. And then I don't know when I'm gonna get the other maintenance done, but probably not anytime soon because I don't plan on driving many places, so I'm probably just gonna wait on that one. So under my transportation category, I actually had $0 under maintenance, but then I adjusted it to be the $120. But since I only spent $39.95, I think I might actually just update the maintenance category, and you know what, I might just leave it though as like a sinking fund. This is my dilemma that I go through, is like I could just leave that money allocated there so that way later on if I do want to go through with any maintenance, then it's like, oh, you already had a sinking fund for that. Which, by the way, I have heard the term sinking fund so often and I just didn't fully comprehend what it meant, but I've been doing it without even realizing it. It's just when you're allocating your money and you're saving up for something in particular. In my case, I was saving up for like Disney Plus because I just pay one amount in November when it's withdrawn from my account. So instead of paying like the $6.99 a month, I just pay the full, I think it's like $70 or something like that. So I actually have like a sinking fund. I don't have a separate savings fund for it or anything, but I just kind of allocate that within my monthly budget every single month so that when November does roll around, I do have that full amount ready to be withdrawn. I'm not surprised and the money is there and accounted for. So sinking funds are great. I know a lot of people will have separate savings funds, like actual savings accounts for their sinking fund, so that your money is literally separated out so that you cannot touch it without having to move it from your other account. And that just like is another step, it's another barrier in place for you to not just go willy-nilly spend that money that's just like sitting in your checking account. But I feel like I've become disciplined enough to know that the number of my checking account is like not how much money I have. It's like that money is already allocated. So it's like for me, it doesn't even register that there's really money there because I'm like, no, that money's already spent. So part of me is going back and forth. Do I leave that amount in my maintenance fund for maybe in January I might need to get my car worked on, or do I just update it so that it's the $39.95 of what I actually spent? I don't know. This is what I go through when I go and update my budget, because I like to keep it as accurate as humanly possible, because I want every single month to track all of my expenses and how much I actually spent. I always set my clothing categories to start at 0, and I went to Target. But yeah, I spent about $69 on clothes because I got jeans and a really nice jacket, like a warm jacket, which I will wear actually all the time here in Oregon. So I don't know, I think they were like good purchases and not just like splurges in things that like I really wouldn't need at all, more of like staples. I booked a flight for Orlando for next month, and depending on how things are going with the pandemic, like I know it's, people really shouldn't be traveling if it's like non-essential kind of situation, and I totally agree with that. But I do have to go pick up some things from my office and a few other things that have to do with like work related, and like our office was actually like being moved once we have been in, like since we have been in quarantine. So all the stuff at my desk had to be like packed up when I was already in Oregon, and so I still have belongings and things in Orlando, and some of it I'm gonna have to go track down. So I ended up booking my flight in January, and that cost me $332 round trip, but they're non-stop, and it's with Alaska, so I get like the first luggage free or whatever, and I can pick my seat, so it's like more of like a luxury airline, and that's not a terrible deal, but that's still $330. So I had to add that into the budget because every dollar is accounted for. I was not going to leave that sitting on a credit card. I was going to immediately pay that. The thing I did want to add in too is when I am adding in either commissioned income, or like this month I'll be adding in my YouTube paycheck, I do want to set aside money for taxes. So that's not something I feel like a lot of people talk about, is when either you're self-employed or have like supplemented income. I think that's the right term. I don't think that's the right term. But when you have like extra income that's like not already in like a company where my taxes are automatically deducted, when you do have to file your own taxes, if you are self-employed or have that extra income coming in, then you're gonna have to literally pay them. It's not being deducted for you. So I have been reading up on different things for your extra income that you should be saving probably 20 to 30% of what you make to pay just for taxes alone. So I probably didn't make very much this year off of like extra income where taxes weren't already being deducted. Like I had my second side hustle over the summer, and taxes were already deducted from that in my paycheck every single week, so no need to stress there. But for any like side work of commissioned work or YouTube, you have to do it yourself. So this is like a whole new world for me now, that I'm trying to be so proactive about money, trying to stay on top of things, trying to stay ahead of things, and trying to learn as much as possible, which is also why I'm making this video, to kind of share my process as I go along and we can learn together. So let's say if I made like $100 in my paycheck, then I'm going to set aside $20 of that, since that's 20%, to be kind of like a sinking fund for my taxes. And then for one of my student loans, one of my loans is actually a federal student loan. It's my smaller one, and I think I have about $9,000 around there, ballpark, left on that loan. But the federal loans have had no interest since like March, since COVID, and it's been like deferred payment, so payment hasn't been required this entire time, but I've been still making the monthly payment as if it was required. I'm just making it now and not accruing any more interest. So I wanted to keep it that way. I did not want to defer any of my payments. I wanted to keep making payments as I went along, because I did not want to have the my timeline pushed back. Now obviously if I was in the circumstance of losing my job or I needed to defer that, I knew I could, but that's not something I wanted to do. I wanted to keep pushing as much as I could because my goal of becoming debt free by the time I'm 30, which would be in May of 2026, has not even been met yet. Like right now I have my entire debt plan payment mapped out, and I think I'm set to be debt free in September of 2026. So we're not even at the May 2026 mark yet, and of course I would love to make that even sooner, but I just knew in my head like I did not want to push that back into like 2027. Like that's how I picture it. I don't picture it as monthly payments, I picture it as the total balance, and that just gave me an aneurysm right then and there. So but I think I actually went over budget on something in November, which was really bad, and I knew I didn't have to make my federal student loan payment, which is like $121 is the minimum payment. So I actually skipped it for the month of November, and then in December I'm doubling it to cover my butt because I was bad. And yeah, so instead of paying my normal $121 for the month of December for that one student loan, I'm gonna be paying double, which is actually comes out to $243.60 just for that loan. And here's my dilemma is I'm not sure what to do here. So if you have input, like please comment down below. But the thing is, let me backtrack. I actually put a lump sum amount of money towards my car. So my balance was at about 12,000 something in my last update video. Put 5,000 towards my car, and now my balance is at 6 something, which how does that make sense? You would think that it would be like 7 something because 12 minus 5 is 7, but it's actually under 7,000. So I have like 6,800 and something left on my car. So basically that means with my current payment plan and making no additional payments, I could pay off my car in April of next year, so in the next 4 months. So I'm definitely planning on doing that. But then with my snowball method, my next highest balance would be my Nelnet federal student loan, and that's the one with the balance of about $9,000. So I guess my question to you watching this is, what do you think I should do? Do you think I should, after I pay my car down or off, should I switch to an avalanche method and start tackling my private student loan, which is my huge balance of like 173,000, and it has like an interest rate of 4 something percent? I'll put the exact up here, but should I switch it and then focus my snowball on my higher student loan that has been accruing interest, that is a higher balance and is more stressful? Or do I just continue the snowball method, paying off a federal student loan that, who knows, maybe next year we might get a federal student loan forgiveness plan of, even if it's like a $10,000 federal student loan, like that's my entire federal loan, and then that's like wiped out. Like obviously that might not happen for maybe even a year or two. If it would happen, who knows how quickly things move, or unless it's an executive order, like I don't really know how that works. But should I just stop stressing over the smaller student loan that's a federal loan and focus on my private one, which is bigger and it's been accruing interest this whole time, and then just like wait it out for the smaller one? Because it's not actually like wasting or waiting for like the government to come rescue me kind of thing. It's like either way it would work, I think. But I'm just trying to like decide maybe a year down the line, if that does happen, if we do get a federal student loan forgiveness like stimulus type of situation, then I would have wished that I was only paying towards my private student loan and not my federal loan. So I guess I don't really know what to do. I put it in my gigantic tracker and it'll tell me how much interest I'm paying, and I switched the method from snowball to avalanche, so then I was paying my higher student loan first, which is the private loan, and I didn't really notice a difference in the amount of interest I was paying, and the only difference was I wasn't paying off both loans until around like the same time, whereas if I paid the federal loan I could have that paid off in like May or something, and then I would only have the one big federal loan, I mean the one big private loan left. So that's where I'm at. I don't really know what to do there. And I know I'd mentioned that I wanted to sell my car, and after back and forth I decided, at least for now, that I'm not going to. I'm going to just pay it off, and so that way I don't have any car debt and then I still have a car. But the thing is, I have like paint erosion on the top of it, so it's like not very pretty, and it's only Kelly Blue booked for like 7,000, and at the time I was still owing $12,000, so I was like, either way I have to put $5,000 down and lose that $5,000, so I can lose that $5,000 and lose my car by like selling it and then paying off my car loan. Or do I just pay a lump sum of $5,000 towards the loan balance and then keep the car? So that's the route I decided, and down the line I think I'll try and like pay cash for a nice car or something. I don't know. We'll see. But this car is working out fine for me now, so that's what I'm gonna do. So really my biggest adjustments were I added a clothing category because I just can't be stopped. I'm not allowed to go to Target anymore. It basically is what that tells me. I added a taxes category for any like commissioned income, hence my YouTube paycheck as well. And I'm doubling up my federal student loan payment because I didn't make a payment in November and I was bad. And then I also just wanted to get anyone's input on whether or not I should switch to the avalanche method once I pay off my car, which will probably be in March, honestly, because I can most likely make additional payments towards it and pay it off in 3 months. So once my car is paid off, do I focus on the smaller federal loan or do I attack my big private loan? Let me know your thoughts. So this wasn't your typical Vlogmas video, but that's like a real day in my life kind of scenario where I just update my budget and have to think about these things, and I'm trying to plan financially. So this is where we're at. So if you would like to follow along on my debt-free journey as well as the rest of Vlogmas, be sure to subscribe to my channel. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.